Well, good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Friday, and it is build day 29. It's build day 29 on the construction schedule of the pool in the backyard of Villa Feliz. A little bit of a problem this morning, not with the pool people, not with us here, but with the subdivision. We don't have any water. Somebody didn't do their job, I think, last night, and did make sure that our water tank that provides water to the subdivision was filled. I don't know. We'll find out about that later on. So, good thing we have a cistern. Our cistern will provide all the water necessary for the workers here to do the mixing of the concrete mix that they need to this morning. And if we need to do any cleaning of our own. So good thing to have a cistern if you are building in a rural area. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and get today started. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Well, it is an absolutely beautiful morning here. Some of the bluest skies we've had in a while here during rainy season. And it should be good for these guys to get a bunch of work done today. Anyway, the little sidewalk pad here, I imagine they'll be working on this a little bit right here. On the one on that side right there. And I'm not really sure what else. What else is the rest of the stuff that they will be working on today. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done. We still have about 2 more weeks worth of work here, and we'll just kind of follow along with what the pool crew is doing. So I was gone away from the house for about an hour. I had some business to take care of. When I came back, so I can see, I didn't know what they were going to actually be working on today. So you see some of the coping, trying to complete the coping on the small section, the 5-inch section of the swimming pool. Yeah, when I say coping, I made a mistake the other day saying the coping. This is just the lead for the coping. And it will be built more, and then it will be covered with pebble rock. That's the type of a coping that we're going to have for the final finish. Then over here, I was surprised. I didn't know they were going to be working on this today. This is the beginning of the waterfall top. Where the water will come up through some type of return, and it will go through some rock formations up here and drop down inside the swimming pool here. So we kind of made a minor adjustment for the depth or the hang for the drop of the water, because remember, when you're doing that, you have to remember it doesn't just go and straight down. The water should be going at an angle a little bit, so it depends on how close you want to be to the wall. If you want to get behind the waterfall, how far you make the top. We kind of made that calculation just a little while ago. Alright, so what we have here, they have completed most of the rebar for the slab. The slab goes on top of the life support system, which is the base of the waterfall. Before they will pour the concrete mix, you'll see they've already installed a little electrical housing for the wire that will go and will drop down somewhere here that will go and provide the power for the lights. The light there, and we talked about the other places throughout the pool that will have lighting. So that's how it's going to get from the life support system to the lights. Now that blue pipe in the back, that blue pipe is going to be the feed for the water, basically a return for the water that goes into the waterfall boulders up here, and will drop over a little like a cliff that drops over inside the pool down here. So something I want to talk about real quick over here, I made a command decision. We're doing the little sidewalk area here a little bit different from the other side, because the slope of the land kind of goes this way, higher over there and down lower here. our yard. That's the way our grade goes. It goes down everywhere down this on our block. It goes down on the east side. So since this grade is lower, probably at least 6 inches lower than the opposite side, instead of trying to build up a sidewalk so it's way up in the air, and we would have to do either a step down here to go to the back of the garden, or it just would not be right. So what I asked the foreman to do, I said, instead of doing like on the backside where the level of the sidewalk will be right near the same level as the top of the coping, I said, let's drop this down. Let's make this a little bit of a wall. We'll put stonework up around the edge of it, and we'll keep this level approximately when they do the sidewalk here. What they'll do is it'll be almost at the same level right now you see as of the grass. So we'll go from grass almost a flat sidewalk right here, and it will match up right about with the base of where we dug up here for the support of the bottom of the sidewalk here. Now, something I wanted to point out is look at this composite wood. This is the composite wood. This is the composite wood that was done 3 years ago. You'll notice composite wood doesn't rot. It's been sitting in the mud and the soil. If it were real wood, it would be rotted out. You would see bugs and you would see termites and everything inside here. But this kind of wood, this composite wood, which is made out of like plastics and wood mixed together, like epoxy type of stuff, it will last a real long time if it's good, if it's from a good company. Now this company here, this is not the greatest. We have lots of cracks and some broken parts inside there, but at least it won't rot. So for those of you who are just now tuning in, this is like the first episode that you watch and you haven't been following the 28, 29 episodes that we've already produced here, you're probably wondering, what are these guys doing? What are they cutting a hole in the ground right here next to my raised bed garden? Well, there's going to be a skimmer right here. Now, to prevent the pool from overflowing from, say, lots and lots of rain, if you don't have a way for water to get out, then it will just fill up and it will go over the side of your pool. Well, you don't want it to do that. So what we're going to do here is we are going to put inside the skimmer that will be built right in this location, there's going to be a pipe. There's going to be an overflow pipe inside there. So when the water level gets to a certain height, basically the maximum height that we want for the water inside the swimming pool, it will go inside the 2-inch pipe, and then the 2-inch pipe will go down over here into our cistern. Again, for those of you who have not been following the series of the pool build or the Villa Feliz build, underneath this raised bed garden here, this about 4 by 4 square meters of raised bed garden, directly underneath it is almost 4 meters deep of a cistern. And what we do here, this is an overflow. This is water that goes inside for storage that comes in from all of our roof gutters on our roof. So that will flow inside here. Now, it has an overflow system that when it gets to the maximum height of the pipe that goes inside here, it will back up, the water will back up and go into the storm sewer. That is the overflow mechanism. So, in theory, when the pool here dumps the excess water inside the cistern, the water will then get to when it gets to a maximum point, it will also go into the storm sewer, which is what we wanted to achieve anyway. So what we're going to do, we need to find an entry point into the cistern. Now the cistern, the top of the cistern is approximately 70 centimeters from the top of this little raised bed wall here. So they have to dig down approximately 1 meter down here to get into the wall, to the very top where the the slab. Well, the slab, which is the roof of the cistern underneath this raised bed garden, and the actual wall are. And we're going to penetrate a hole, and we're going to run the pipe from this overflow pipe that will be inside the skimmer into the cistern. So that's where our overflow water will go. Now, I've explained this before, but again, for the new folks that are here, the water that goes inside will have some chlorine in it because this is a chlorinated pool. This is a freshwater chlorinated pool. But the amount of chlorinated water that goes inside here with the volume of water that's already inside here, the chlorine will be very low. And the chlorine will help fight against some of the bacteria and any algae growth that might be growing anyway inside. Well, this is actually the end of the day today. We're going to do an end of day wrap up. But before we do the end of day wrap up, I just want to speak to you a little bit about the strength of concrete. Concrete is king in the Philippines. Again, in North America, we build everything pretty much out of wood, unless it's a commercial, multi-level tower skyscraper type of a building. But here, everything, even just plain houses, majority of them are made out of concrete. And I'm going to show you in just a minute. Well, anyway, we are trying to make the hole the entry point for the overflow pipe. That will be the overflow when it rains and the swimming pool has too much water in it. Instead of it going over the side, like I said earlier, we're going to have the overflow pipe. So I loaned one of my tools to the crew here to kind of expedite. But even with modern tools, it's really tough. Let me show you the tool I'm talking about. Now I have several of these tools. This is a hole cutting tool, and this is meant to cut through concrete. You can see the little blades on here. They're made out of something that is, I don't know if it's carbide or what it is, but it's very, very, very strong, and it's stronger than concrete, but it's not stronger than rebar. Biga, they call it over here. So if you go through a wall or a slab and you hit rebar, or biga again as I call it, it could cause all of those to break off or wear them down to the point where this is no good anymore. So let me show you the access point that we're trying to do. We decided, instead of going through the side, because I realized that we have a beam, we have a roof beam right here, and we would have to dig down so much further to get below the roof beam to go into the side of the cistern that's underneath this. Well, they got it covered up right now. Here, I'll show you. And this is what we've been working on today. So you see the hole? That's the hole. And if you see my shirt's covered in concrete, but we have about 1.5 inches, a little over 1.5 inches deep in the ground for this right now. There, we still have about 2 more inches of penetration to go through before we go through that slab. So we're about halfway through. We'll work on that tomorrow. So let's do the wrap up. Let's look at what's been done today. Anyway, you know, the guys worked on the waterfall. So the slab for the waterfall, it's poured. It's done. It's done. So the next thing after this is to start really thinking about what they're going to build on here. Now, I talked with the foreman today. He's talking about natural stone. That's really what I wanted from the beginning. I really wanted natural stone. So we might be doing natural stone. That would be so neat. Some real, instead of artificial stuff, doing real stone. And so we'll see how that works out as we go. And it will cover all the front of this, drop down on this side and this side over here. So also you can see inside the bottom, or maybe you can't, but there's line. It's what they call, I think they call it nylon string, and it's what they're going to do. They're going to be pouring. I suspect tomorrow they'll put the base level down and level out the bottom of the 5-foot section. I think that will be done. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that will be done tomorrow. Seeing all that down there, all this chipping away stuff on the outside, that came from the unstable cement from doing all the mixing that they chipped up. So they got that all out of there today too. Now, something I didn't show you because I got so busy is we had a lime, I believe it was a lime tree right here, and I didn't want to block the pathway going from the grass onto the walkway back here. This was right in the center, right in the way. So we moved that lemon or lime tree, whatever it is, we moved it to this position right here. And this is like our citrus area. We have calamansi, centaurus. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a tangerine, lemon, lime, or I don't know what that, I can't remember what that plant is, right? But it's all citrus, and we can keep them trimmed down and so that they don't grow really tall and do the problem that I was talking about, blocking the CCTV for the view of the swimming pool. You can also see this area is slowly being filled in. That's our return pipe, so they'll end up routing the return pipe from both sides, getting it to the life support system over there. But they'll be filling this in because this will be a little sidewalk area right here. All right, now before I close for today, I have to briefly mention something, and it's very important to those of you who are looking to get visas in the Philippines, particularly the SRRV, the Special Resident Retirement Visa. And that is something that's sponsored by the Philippine Retirement Authority. That's what we used to be able to retire in the Philippines, and it's a permanent resident visa. We're just like the other people around here. We're normal people here in the Philippines that live forever and ever. I know there's a lot of people that have questions. They've been submitting some questions online. What is the status? Well, just coincidentally, today I received a phone call from one of the management at the Philippine Retirement Authority, because we are kind of a spokesman for the PRA, spreading information. When they get information, they give it to us, and we kind of send it out to you who are interested in something maybe other than a 13A retirement visa here. If you're interested in something a little different that might suit you, maybe cost you a little bit less, maybe a little bit less hassle, the SRRV might be for you. So anyway, what they gave us the update, because we've heard some things about the SRRV was being canceled or it was stopped, and it's partially true but not quite true. Okay, well anyway, so what I want to do is tell you, they called me up today. They called me up and they explained that we are on a 2-week hold. What they've done, they have stopped accepting applications for the SRRV because of some technicalities and some changes that are being done to the SRRV application process. I think what's happening, I think they're changing some of the rules. Some of the people who at one time were allowed to come into the country are no longer going to be allowed to come into the country. I think if you're a retiree, which is what it was set up for originally, and if you're like 50 years old and above, I don't think you're going to have any problem. That will be pretty much the same that went on before. I think the policy is going to be the same, the rules are going to be the same, the application is going to be the same, and the benefits are going to be the same. But again, for 2 weeks, and then I think they said the beginning of December or November 20, or there's a date in about 2 weeks. They said it's going to open back up again, but with revised policy. So if you want more information about that, maybe you can contact somebody at the Philippine Retirement Authority. They have a website. You can check them on the web. Well, that's it for today. I think I am going to close. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little MPID dream heart in the bottom right hand side of your screen. You'll be subscribed and you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. So until such time, from right here in the Philippines, you have a wonderful and blessed day. enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more just like these, just click on one of the helpful links over to your right and you might be able to pick up on some good information on DIY projects, how to, or if you are interested in moving to the Philippines and building, you'll find answers there as well.